Hello and welcome to another episode of Agri Art. Continuing from the last episode, the researcher Dr. Kumbaric studied various ancient Roman botanical depictions dated between the 1st century BCE and the 1st century CE. Based on what was found, one of the most loved plants in ancient Rome was the temperate orchid. Since then, little's changed, as many orchids, both tropical and temperate, still capture humanity's imagination. Biology of orchids have also affected their symbolism, which in turn has affected their rarity in iconography, especially post-Rome. Within the continent of Europe, only 200 species of orchid exist, half of which are found within Italy. The analysis of what species were depicted was based on a small number of monuments discovered in ancient Roman iconography. The most common ones are botanical manuscripts by the ancient researchers and physicians Vitellius, Pliny the Elder, Ovidius, and Virgilius. Other key monuments include the floral frieze of Arapaxis and a myriad of remnants from different monuments. Arapaxis will be the work on the botanical manuscripts, and Arapaxis will be the primary focus for this episode, as the analysis of the various remnants outside of these two general groups was not analyzed. In ancient times, there was a medicine system called the theory of signature. A plant that has a part that superficially resembles a body part will cure the actual body part when consumed. Indeed, the genus name Orchis is the Greek word for testicle, and yes, there's many Greek myths depicting the origin of the species, all of which involving testicles. If you want me to talk about these myths, let me know in the comments below. But to make a long story short, orchids, in particular the Orchis species, were used for their tubers, which were used in reproductive ailment treatment, as well as acting as an aphrodisiac. In modern times, these wild orchids are still used for this purpose in local folk medicine. The earliest mention of the use of orchids as a herbal medicine was by Theophrastus in the 4th century BCE. He mentioned the use of orchid tubers combined with sheep's milk to improve the man's bedroom performance or to cure impotence. This idea was echoed later by other authors such as Dioscordes. Post-ancient Rome, in the early Christian culture, the depictions of orchids declined, likely due to their association with sex. Hello, I just want to let you know, if you want to fund this channel, you can do so on the platforms seen in the description below. Aside from the works of the ancient herbal manuscripts, there's at least one work that depicted orchids. This was the external fence of the Arapaxis. This was an altar to peace erected by Augustus in the 9th century BCE. This was made to celebrate the beginning of a new era of prosperity. Many depictions of orchids have been discovered within this monument, and these were the first discovered orchid depictions in ancient Rome. The analysis of this work led to the identification of 90 different botanical taxa, including several orchids. One orchid's genus and several orchid species were identified within this monument through various depictions. The researchers were able to identify a depiction of a Calyphalifera orchid, although the specific species is unknown. 2 known species of orchid have also been discovered through this depiction. Depictions of the orchid species Spiralanthus spiralis and Orchis tridentata have been discovered to be depicted on this monument. In addition, on the same monument, another representation of an orchid can be seen. Although a specific genus or species could not be fully determined, the researchers have tentatively considered this a depiction of an Ophrys orchid. And that about covers everything. The depictions of the different orchids found on this thesis will now be posted on the next 2 slides, which will then conclude this video. Thank you for watching.